Hi guys, so someone in the comments below actually requested that I should make my study routine, so I've decided to make a series of videos pretty much explaining my study routine for specific subjects, starting off with AP World since that's the one I usually study the most in my Study With Me's if you watch my videos. So I get a packet each week from my teacher containing 6 to 8 essential questions, and essential questions is pretty much part of a note-taking technique called Cornell notes. If you're not familiar with Cornell notes, it's pretty much a way to take notes where you have your essential question, you have to answer it with a body of notes, then you have to have your 3 questions to the side where you're pretty much evaluating what you just learned pretty much, and then on the bottom is the summary where you put everything together. So this is a preview of how kind of Cornell notes look like, but I'll show a completed picture of Cornell notes after. So that's my header highlighted in pink, and then that's my essential question. Then I have my body of notes, my 3 questions to the side, and then my summary on the bottom where I have everything that I just learned summarized. So right now I'm showing you how to set up Cornell notes. So I take a small ruler and then I make a column to the right of the paper where I have my 3 questions. Then I leave a section on the bottom where I have my summary. And then I have to write a header, which is usually listed on the packet on the top. And then I just write my header on the very top of the paper. Then I write my essential question on the first line of the paper, and then the rest is the notes, and then on the bottom is the summary and then the questions. And that's pretty much it. So another thing I like to do is that since I have like 6 to 8 Cornell notes each week, I like to color code them with mild liners because they help me differentiate the several notes that I have, because they're all based on a different section, so when I'm reviewing them, I know what section I'm reviewing based on the color coding. So for every Cornell note that we write, we have a question for the Cornell note. And on the packet, for example, I'm on question 3, how did the French Revolution differ from the American Revolution? So then afterwards, I just find the section that corresponds with the question that I'm pretty much focusing on. So I would just read the whole section until I get to the next blue header, which would be, in this case, the Haitian Revolution. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. And then I just read the whole section, and then afterwards I make my Cornell notes on the section. And after I finish those Cornell notes, I like to memorize a lot of what I wrote, because most of the time those are the key points that you get from the section. So I like to memorize those, especially since the next day my teacher gives us a lecture on what we read the night before, and it helps a lot so that you can be more invested in class and be more focused when you're listening to the teacher's lecture, in my case. And it just helps me a lot, especially since I myself get distracted. I know it's a bad habit, it's really bad, but I'm trying to fix it, I promise. And so it helps me to understand the lecture a lot more, and I recommend that you try it. I know that everyone's different, but I really do recommend it. Another tip that I have is to read the whole book, pretty much. Obviously, it helps a lot if you read the whole chapter on what you're studying, pretty much. It helps clarify a lot more, even though not nobody, but a lot of people might not have enough time to read the whole chapter. It helps a lot, so I really do recommend it. And another tip that I have is actually to check out this YouTube channel called Crash Course, because they have really great videos. I know a lot of people know about them, but if you don't, there's this channel called Crash Course where they give video lectures on a lot of different subjects, and I recommend using them for review for a test, not if you're trying to learn something that you missed, but if you're reviewing, using them for review, they help a lot, especially if you take notes with them and pay really close attention to what they're talking about. Another tip that I have is that if you are reading the whole book, is that you should take notes along the way and just stick them inside the book with sticky notes. because I find that if you think you might forget something really important, it helps a lot to remember it if you write it more than once. And another thing is that you should just ask for help if you really do need it. I find that if you ask blogs on Tumblr, or if you ask friends, or if you ask teachers, I know at times it might be scary to ask questions, but they help a lot. I know that a lot of blogs on Tumblr, if you feel more comfortable that way, they offer help in subjects, or just help in general with life. So that's pretty much all the tips I have for you today, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye!